love to start with your story because you speak about burnout from the inside. From the outside, you had a lot going on. Leadership roles, international education, and award-winning business. What was happening internally during this season?
Emptiness. And you just have this huge void inside and you keep pushing because there's quite a lot of shame that goes with it, really, because you've just said on the outside I had everything. I was getting on planes and flying around the world and all of those things, and I should have felt amazing, but I was just empty and pushing constantly through to try and find some sense of fulfillment. And it was like I'd got on a bus without checking where it was going, and I couldn't get off. And it was just almost like speed. It was just gathering speed the entire time and became more frightening the further you went on that journey.
And you've spoken openly about anxiety, depression, and suicidal thinking. Thank you for trusting us with that. In a gentle, non-detailed way, what do you wish people understood about how someone can look high functioning and still be in real danger internally? It's
so difficult to tell because the signs are really subtle. The people in my world had no idea until it actually happened. The thing that I would say is that people withdraw, the behaviour becomes slightly erratic. When someone dismisses and constantly says they're fine, that now screams alarm bells to me because I kept putting this huge brave face on it. And that period of my life was in my 20s. I had very severe clinical depression. I attempted to take my life. And when I hit 47, the burnout, there was a similarity and it surfaced again. And I always say the reason I could dig out of burnout is because I trusted myself that I'd done it once before. Now, what I'd always wished was that I'd have had the courage to ask for help before I was in a position that I was. And that decision as well, I think it's that thing of, it's a really frightening thought. And so to anybody that's listening, I empathize. To verbalize that when you're thinking it is really frightening. There's a finality in saying those words because you kind of don't know where it goes from there. And I promise you, anyone that's listening, that will be the hardest thing you do is tell someone. From that point forward, it will be easier. I'm not going to say it's a completely easy road, but you'll no longer be doing it alone, because in the end, I think because I didn't share that thought process, it built up to a point that it became the only thing I thought about. It was like overwhelming in the end, and it felt like it was, I always say to people, I never wanted to die. I just didn't want to be in pain anymore. And I just didn't know how else to say that. And also, I'm a wee bit older. That's 30 something years ago now. And back then, mental health, we've got a long way to go today, but we've come so far. Kind of the shame back then was unbelievable. You would just never have said it, or you wouldn't have spoken freely about it. You didn't hear mental health discussed at all. As a kid, the local mental health hospital was referred to as the loony bin. And so for me at that point, I wasn't about to walk into any room and say, by the way, I feel like I want to kill myself. And we've moved beyond that, but I'm not saying that that's made it any easier. But, you've amazingly put the links in the thing today, and reach out is my biggest piece of advice. But those thoughts, I think, are not as uncommon with people as we think they are.